programme has really come around as a result, and was developed really as a result of the fact that we know that exercise is beneficial for people with Parkinson's. However, what we haven't yet found is the optimal way of supporting people with Parkinson's to be active. So Parkinson's Connect programme was really developed out of the evidence base that we know, and involved people receiving a collaborative approach to exercise delivery. So people received 6 weeks of physiotherapy, they then received 12 weeks of group-based exercise, and then they had a period of self-management. And really the scope of this study was to look at the feasibility and acceptability of this intervention called PDConnect, and see whether it could be delivered for people with Parkinson's. So it specifically involved exercise prescription with an emphasis on trying to promote increased physical activity. It also includes some behavioural change techniques. We included activity diaries. We got people to monitor their physical activity, and we had a variety of different strategies there, with the whole purpose that we're trying to give people the tools and the strategies to allow them to self-manage their own physical activity and increase their levels of physical activity. So that's what the PDConnect intervention is all about. So I think I'm delighted to see that the study the intervention was found to be feasible, both in terms from a research perspective, in terms of recruiting to that study. So we were able to recruit over 30 people in less than 4 months to the study. And from a feasibility point of view, from running the outcome measures, in terms of completion of the activity diaries, all that was found to be very feasible. I was very fortunate, and over 85% of people returned their activity diaries, and I had a nearly 100% return rate on all the self-administered questionnaires. So from a feasibility point of view, it was shown to be very highly feasible. And indeed, it had to be run online, which wasn't the original plan due to COVID. And again, that was found to be feasible. There's a few things that we could do to improve the online experience for people with Parkinson's, but generally people found it a feasible means. And indeed, many people suggested that they would, in the future, they would quite like a hybrid model where they could attend online and in person. In terms of acceptability, they loved it. So I think that's probably my short answer. They very much enjoyed the experience. And when we look at the data that was presented on the poster, many people found that it increased their level of physical activity. They felt more motivated to be active, and they felt they had more strategies available to them to help them maintain that level of physical activity when they were in that self-management phase. So generally, therefore, the take-home message was that PDConnect was feasible and acceptable to be delivered. I was undertaking this project as part of our clinical academic fellowship sponsored by Parkinson's UK and the Chief Scientist's Office in Scotland. So I'm in the process of just writing that up as part of a PhD submission. And then really our plans in the future is then to take this forward to doing a larger definitive clinical trial where we can look at the effectiveness of this approach compared to other means of supporting exercise provision for the Parkinson's community.